Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for April 2022. So on April 19th, we have the sun moving out of Aries and moving into Taurus. So the sun, of course, likes to shine a bright light on what it is that we have to focus on, what it is we have to initiate, what it is we have to push towards. And the sun in Aries was us getting our spark back. Aries being the first sign, the first season of the new astrological calendar of the zodiac wheel. We came to life again. We got sparked. We got reignited. We recognized where new beginnings needed to take place, where new identities needed to be formed, especially after a lot of the loss and disappointment that many of us have suffered through the beginnings of this year and, of course, since the Great Awakening has begun. The sun in Aries really did shine a bright light on what it is that we had to initiate, what it is that we had a new passion and desire for, where it is that we had to aggressively pursue ourselves in our physical realm, in our soul, in our spirit, in order to muster up the courage and the bravery to do what we know is absolutely necessary for us to rebuild certain aspects of ourselves and of our lives. Now, with the sun moving into Taurus, we're going to get back down to earth. We're going to get back down to the nitty gritty. We are going to focus on our physical realms, our physical circumstances, and what needs to be rebuilt, re-strengthened, reorganized in our routines, in the relationship that we have with ourselves, self-love being first and foremost, the relationship with others second. We are going to take a good look at our resources, our skills, our talents, what it is that we've been sleeping on, what it is that we have to bring forth from the back burner in order to create a new hustle, a new income, a new value, a new worth that we are seeing in ourselves. This is going to contribute to our overall money matters, which of course, Tauran energy rules over as well. So here's the thing. Aries energy and Aries season was ruled over by Mars, the masculine energy. Taurus season is ruled over by Venus, the feminine divine energy. And what's even more interesting, we just had a pretty powerful weekend of resurrection with that full moon in Libra highlighting for us where it is that we need to balance the scales, not only in our personal relationships, but within ourselves, and how appropriate that energy trying to show us where it is that we've been living in extremes and where it is that we have to find balance in certain aspects of ourselves and in our lives is ushering in the baton being passed from the masculine energy to the feminine energy. Even more interesting, Mars and Venus are currently both in Piscean energy, pushing us to really connect with our highest selves, our intuition, the spirit, the soul realm. Why? Because we've entered into a time where new soul contracts, new karmic contracts are being revealed and unfolded right before our eyes. So we're moving out of that Aries fire energy, pushing us to come alive again, to get a spark back, to realize where it is that we have to start again and initiate a new path for ourselves. And now we are moving into Taurus earth energy. This Taurus earth energy is going to have us connecting to our physical bodies. I did rant about this in one of the daily forecasts, coming out of a fire energy and into an earth energy. It's going to take some time for us to adapt. It's going to feel like we hit a brick wall. We suddenly become very rooted, very weighted in our physical bodies, in our physical forms. Most of us, have spent Aries season bouncing around in our inner realms, really not making as much productivity, as much progress as we would like to have seen in our physical realms. The Tauran energy is here to help us build, to create, to give birth to new elements, new structures, new foundations in our lives that are going to support our dreams actually being able to manifest here in this physical earth plane. We are very connected to our physical form, our physical circumstances, which means that we're going to get to know our bodies a little bit better. Now, this could reveal aches and pains. And again, this is a good indication on where the energy is trapped in your physical form, really kind of emphasizing when the energy spikes in our cosmos, where you're feeling most of the ascension symptoms. We are going to come very connected to what it is that our body needs. And of course, this Tauran energy revolving around self-love, we're going to have to nurture ourselves in a different way. Now, when we come to the point where we are building, we are creating something new for ourselves, this energy is going to really help us be strategic and methodical in the process in which we have to piece together how it is that we're going to move forward. Now, the pros of the sun being in Taurus is that the strongest qualities and characteristics that are going to come forth is us defending ourselves, defending what is ours, defending our beliefs, defending our boundaries, because we would have just realized in Aries season where our boundaries were tested, where some needed to be created and implemented. And we're also really good at resisting change. We have to figure out that this Tauran energy is a fixed sign, a fixed energy, meaning we like to just kind of stick to what is old, tried, tested, and true, what is old, what is traditional. But of course, nothing new gets created, gets birthed, gets built out of sticking to the same old, same old. So that can be both a pro, but maybe a con as well. What we know to be true is that our determination is peaking in this energy because, again, we're very fixated on what it is that we want, what it is we need, what it is we desire, what it is that we know to be true in our heart space, willing to throw down and defend at any point in time. And we also have to understand that we're very focused right now on our own safety, on our security. Now, that safety and security can come in the form of relationships because emotionally we have to protect ourselves, but we're also very focused on the safety and security of our physical realms, of our home, of our finances. These are all topics and themes that are very high up on Taurus energy's list. We have to just recognize that we're focused on the long term right now. We have a new worth, we have a new value that has emerged by going through some of the painful experiences that many of us are still reeling from. But now we have to think long-term vision, long-term dream. We just got activated, just got triggered, just got inspired in Aries season, and now we have to have the vision that we need to have in order to think it out long-term and to strategically and methodically see what it is that we can be doing in the here and now in our physical realms to start piecing together this beautiful foundation, this new creation that will be strong enough to house our dreams as we move forward through the zodiac wheel and really align with the energies that help us bring a brand new reality to life. So the shadow part that we're going to experience here is being super stubborn. We get this with a fixed sign anyways. Taurus is represented by the bull, so being bull-headed is very much a thing. Getting stuck in a rut, having your blinders on and not really willing to see that there's anything outside of the path, thought, emotion in which you're currently fixated on. Possessiveness is very high. This Tauran energy is focused on possessions, what it is that we have. You know, materialistically, emotionally, financially, we want to kind of grab and hold on to everything that we currently have right now in fear of losing it, not realizing that that fear energy acts as a vibration and a frequency to let the universe know that we like this vibration. Give us more sensations of loss, of disappointment, of things being taken away from us. That's why it is very much the leader trait and quality of the shadow realm of Taurus energy. So it is going to take us a little bit of time to kind of get adjusted, to feel good in this particular energy. Now, we are looking for stability, many of us realizing, especially under the full moon in Libra that we just had, where we've been living in extremes and where it is that we have to put an extra effort into stabilizing not only our emotions, not only our relationships, but our physical realms. Now, we have some interesting energies that this whole Tauran season is really going to emphasize for us. First of all, moving into this whole Tauran season, it does provide us with multiple points where we align with the Lyra and the Palladium portals. So this is, star seed, star energies out in the cosmos that our planet aligns with for a very short amount of time, that if you were to think of a laser beam, being directed at Earth at that time, this means that we're able to basically raise our vibration and frequency to the point where we can get new downloads, get new light codes, get new activations in our energetic bodies. There's also an interesting aspect taking place here because on the 20th, especially, as the morning kind of unfolds, we have an aspect where if you go out, hopefully it's a clear sky, but you'll be able to see an alignment of all of these planets that we have that are nearing one another in the sky. We have Jupiter and Neptune, Saturn, Venus, Mars, and the moon. That will kind of, if visibility kind of grants it, that you will be able to see somewhat of a straight line. This is because Neptune, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, all in Piscean energy. Saturn is in Aquarian energy. We will have the moon be moving into Sag energy. And then eventually you'll be able to see the moon as we move into this weekend and hit that last quarter moon in Aquarius. You'll be able to see the moon visible in this alignment as well. So I know that's astronomy, but astrologically speaking, this is activating a huge, huge energy where the masculine, Mars, and feminine, Venus, both in Pisces, spiritual, soul, intuition, self, being activated by that Jupiter and Neptune conjunction that we just had, pushing us into a whole level of growth and expansion into the energetic and spiritual realms. This is a pretty interesting event that is going to open this Tauran season. And let me just remind you, Taurus season is going to take us into retrograde season and eclipse season. We actually have a new moon partial solar eclipse taking place in Taurus at the end of this month. We also have to take into consideration that the true node is on the Taurus and Scorpio axis. It has been for a couple of months now, will continue to be for approximately the next year. And again, the true node is here to try and show us what it is we have to let go of, so the south node being in Scorpio, in order for us to have space to build new of. Tauran energy, north node. So we are definitely being challenged to face our shadow self, Scorpio energy, in order to rebuild our self-love, self-worth, self-value, self-confidence in ourselves, in our skills, in our resources, in our physical realm, and in our relationships. Tauran energy. So we have this true node emphasis really hitting home these particular life lessons for us through Taurus season. We also have to remember that Mercury is already in Taurus, really kind of restructuring our mental plane, our mental perspective, how we're thinking, how we're gathering information, how we're speaking, how we're communicating. Definitely slowing the roll from Mercury being in Aries, bumping around like a pinball machine. Now we're actually thinking linear. We're thinking methodically. We're thinking deliberately about how it is that we can take some of these ideas and inspirations that have been downloaded to us through Aries season and actually bring them to life here in Taurus season. We also have to consider, though, Uranus is also in Taurus, meaning that Mercury and the sun will be bumping into Uranus. and really just opening our minds up, opening opportunities up that much more. This Uranian energy is the great awakener. This Uranian energy is this aha moment, this moment of genius, this like where things just click together and suddenly we see a huge part of the puzzle get built, so much so that we can actually start making sense of the goals, the dreams, the visions that we are building to. This Uranian energy is a shock to the system, a disruption to our physical realms for the better. Although sometimes, depending on where it is that you're at in your healing journey, things might look like they're falling apart before you realize that they're actually being put together in a better way. Uranian energy motto, expect the unexpected. And as we move through Taurus season, which is going to, even though it's slow and steady, by the time we're done, it's going to seem like it went really fast. We're going to make lots of progress. Our physical realms are essentially changing, and you will not be the same version of yourself by the time this is over. And your life will certainly not resemble anything of what it looks like right now. And a lot of that has to do with the vibrational codes, the light codes that we're being downloaded with throughout this season. This is also having a lot to do with the fact that this is a manifesting energy. Earth energy is a manifesting energy. It's literally when we bring our dreams to earth, when we can bring them to life. So this is going to be a very interesting season for all of us, especially the fixed signs out there. So Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, y'all are going to feel this particular season way more than some of the other seasons. Special side note, I'm going to do a shout out to my Libran friends, only because Venus rules over you as well. And she's definitely going through her own spiritual, emotional, and materialistic transformation this month. So definitely get your mind right. Be patient with yourself. Recognize that there's an adjustment period to this energy. But once we definitely get rooted and grounded in and we kind of get our bearings, you best believe that this is going to be a very powerful month for transformation and for progress.